Hi, my name is Rodrigo. This is Ether, where we teach and elevate the Bible using digital media. And today we're continuing our series in the book of Mark. We're actually nearing the end of the book of Mark. We're in Mark 14, verses 12 to the end of chapter 15. This passage covers the Last Supper, Jesus' predictions of the many different flavors of betrayal that his disciples are going to commit. It also covers Jesus' prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane, his arrest, his trial in front of the Sanhedrin and in front of Pilate, and all the subsequent suffering that he undergoes, including his crucifixion and obviously his death. This part of the Bible may be the one that we're most familiar with because of religious imagery, movies, and even depending on the kind of household we grew up in, even house ornaments. However, if the book of Mark has taught us anything, is that this kind of familiarity can really endanger our connection with Christ and therefore our desire to want to follow him. In putting this video together, we didn't just want it to be another recounting of Jesus' suffering, because after all, you can watch the movie, but we wanted it to be a warning to the kind of familiarity that can really damage our faith. In the book of Mark, there's a consistent pattern in which the people who have the most religious knowledge and the people who are closest to Jesus seem to be the ones that have the hardest time acknowledging that he is the Christ. This pattern is true even in this passage that we're looking at, as it is not the people who put him to death, nor his disciples, that through his death acknowledge that he is the Christ, but is someone who we wouldn't really expect. And when the centurion who stood facing him saw that in this way he breathed his last, he said, "Truly, this man was the Son of God." The centurion joins a list of unexpected people that includes the poor, the lowly, the uneducated, the sinners, the guilty, and even demons who acknowledge that Jesus is truly the Christ. The centurion illustrates for us the kind of reaction that we ought to have towards Jesus' death. One that makes us acknowledge him as the Son of God and therefore make him somebody who ought to be at the center of our lives. Yet, if we learn anything from the book of Mark, it's how easy it is to develop a familiar indifference towards Jesus. A life in which we know about his teachings, we know about his life, and we even know about his death, but remain completely unmoved by them. It is very easy for us to develop a Christianity that is based on culture or habit, but not really one in which Christ is at the center. The book of Mark ought to make us really wonder if we believe that Jesus is the Christ, or if we are just familiar with him.